Boo-doo-doo-doo. Well, once more into the breach, dear friends, our final session for AUSCERT 2026. Going to announce a couple of prize winners quickly, then we'll have the speed debate, give away a couple of final prizes, and we are done. Then we'll have a wrap-up of the entire event, and we are done. Hope you've enjoyed the last couple of days as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you, and we always like to finish on a high note with the speed debate. Just before we do that, I'll announce these prize winners. In the event of a prize winner not being here, they are getting the prize. Don't even bother wasting your breath, shouting the word redraw or anything like that. The AUSCERT prize is a ticket to CyberCon, the Australian Cyber Conference, October this year, gold registration package. Congratulations from Queensland Health. Eric Dicker is the winner. Congratulations, Eric. Are you here? Make some noise if you are. So excited he's already home packing his bag for CyberCon. Well done. Zscaler are giving us flights and accommodation to travel to Zenith live at the Sydney Cricket Ground on the 17th of September. Thank you, Zscaler. The winner is Waruna Wickramanayake. Is Waruna here? Waruna is up the back there. Come on forward, mate. Congratulations. I've got nothing to give you, so you can go back to your seat, but congratulations, you've won the prize. We'll make yourself known to the registration desk and we will sort that out for you. The AUSCERT prize for the basketball. This score went up early and no one managed to run it down. An incredible 160 points, winning. Next time you play a bit of basketball, you'll be wearing your own Lego Nike Dunk shoe. Jernan Tran. Is Jernan here? Jernan Tran. Jernan's off in the gym getting even more pumped to come back and defend his title next year. Congratulations, Jernan. We'll give out the Lego prizes once we are done with our speed debate. If you haven't seen it before, it's a lot of fun. 6 topics, 9 debaters, 1 minute speech each, raced through in the course of just 1 hour. We have 8 returning speed debaters and 1 debutante joining us this year. As they make their way to the stage, please a big round of applause in no particular order for Chris Gatford, Eric Pinkerton, Jess Dodson, Shannon Daly, Kelsey Llewellyn, Chad Abadira, Alex Tilley, Lydia Giuliano and Troy Hunt, our debaters. We posed 6 topics to our debaters. They all chose at least 3 they were willing to do. They've been allocated 3 and, they've been allocated 4 each, and then across the course of the day, hopefully 2 affirmative, 2 negative, see how they go. The great thing is you'll see 2 people agreeing passionately with the topic and then 2 minutes later calling each other absolute idiots because they're then on opposite teams. The only person making their debut is Lydia. Give Lydia a big round of applause. Great to have you here, Lydia. We've got 9 debaters and 8 microphones, so you guys should be able to sort it out that everyone's got a microphone as they need it. It's going to be a little bit nasty if you choose to hoard them, but I can't stop you. Okay, there will be a timer down there, as always, speakers. If it hits 0 and you clearly got only a couple of words to go, I'll give you a tiny bit of grace, but if you're trying to introduce any new material at the 1 minute mark, I just cut you off at the knees. And sometimes the very best speeches we've seen in the history of the speed debate have been 12, 13 seconds long. There's no need to use all the minute if you don't wish. You will be deciding the winner of each individual debate and therefore our overall winner by scanning that beautiful QR code there and hopping into the Slido voting at the end of each topic. I'll decide how long the Slido voting goes. If it's clearly one way early on, I won't allow it on for too long. We sometimes see these things go down to 51-49 in the voting, so every single vote does count. Our first topic today, we're going to see Pinky, Chat and Alex on the affirmative, up against Kelsey, Lydia and Chris on the negative. The topic being threat intelligence is just professional doom scrolling with a LinkedIn badge. Threat intelligence is just professional doom scrolling with a LinkedIn badge. Get that time ready to go, Ben. Pinky, kick us off for the 2026 speed debate. Take it away. Those mics should be on. Hold it up to your chin and just talk, my friend. That's how the microphone works. Fire away, Pinky.
Check 1, 2. Oh, it works. So, doom scrolling. It's just jonesing for endorphins and cheap laughs at the expense of others, right? And if you take Instagram and put it in a suit and give it a pinch of cocaine, you've got LinkedIn, right? So I sort of sat and think, what have I truly learned from all of the hours I've spent doom scrolling? And the only thing I could think was I learned that Hi Smile have got this really cool Japanese enzyme-laced mouthwash, and they've got an offer of like 3 for 2. So for $50, you can get some mouthwash. And then I thought, well, what have I truly learned from doing cyber threat intelligence? And really, it's just that Sharon in accounts had a Netflix account popped in 2017, and it keeps going back on the dark web, and I keep getting notified about it. Or I learned that the Shiny Lapsus Hunters have kind of popped another company using social engineering and OpenAuth. I think it's all the same thing. So vote yes.
Thank you very much, Kerr. Okay, we are off and running. Thank you very much, Pinky. Kelsey, first speaker for the negative. What do you got to say to rebut what Pinky just introduced there? Fire away.
The only thing I took from that was that you have overpriced mouthwash and that you clearly get scammed, which you didn't actually define the topic. So doom scrolling is when it's compulsive, it's never ending. And what we know is that threat intel is ending. We have an objective, we make sure that it identifies, it tracks, it predicts all the threats. And I'm going to link this to Tinder, because just the same as when I swipe right on someone and I need to investigate them, I have an objective, I have a plan, I know where to go, I know if they've got a criminal record, I know everything about them. And that's exactly like threat intel. So it's not just doom scrolling, I'm not doing it for fun. Do it for a clear objective. It informs my future, it informs the date, it informs whether or not I go out with this person. So no, it's not just doom scrolling, and it's, don't even know how you got to mouthwash, mate. What the?
My breath is delightful. My microphone smells lovely.
Okay, back here. Okay. Ooh, nice and early. Thank you very much, Kelsey. Okay, chat, you've got to take up the affirmative for this, please, mate. Fire away, chat. You've got 1 minute starting now.
Yep. So threat intel has an objective. Okay, so in my view, 70% of the time, intelligence analysts figuring out, what organizations got hacked last week. They don't even know what organizations, but they're Googling it. And then 30% of the rest of the time, they put pretty PowerPoint. And then end of the PowerPoint, they say, stay vigilant, because threat actors are increasingly targeting organizations, right? And then most of the threat intelligence is AI-powered these days, so intelligence analysts just need to, just TikTok, doom scrolling. Here we go.
Thank you very much, chat. Well done, my friend. Okay, the first shorter than 1 minute, only 40 seconds there. I loved it very much. Lydia, your first ever. You've seen some quality so far, haven't you? You must be feeling quite intimidated intellectually from what we've already had offered up. Fire away, Lydia, take it away.
These guys are my peers, so hopefully not. So, if we look at doom scrolling, people doom scroll on the toilet when they're talking to their partners. In a restaurant, they are mesmerised by the junk that is coming up on their feeds. But let's have a look at threat intelligence. Threat intelligence prioritises, it reduces noise, it filters. So, doom scrolling causes fear, threat intelligence reduces uncertainty and allows us to mitigate things.
Congratulations, what a debut. That was very close to a rational argument. We don't see many of those in the afternoon. Lydia, well done. Alex, you've got to wrap it up for the affirmative here. Take it away, Alex. The threat intelligence is just professional doom scrolling with a LinkedIn badge.
Well, since CTI is now really just extracting indicators from a vendor blog and hitting block, I think really with using LinkedIn for that, all we're really doing is saying, well, here's the indicators that I got from a vendor blog, and here's what that means about B2B marketing and establishing effective teams. So really, if you're not communicating really, really well around how what you're doing is thought leadership and the intelligence that you're producing is world leading and best for marketing, what are we really even doing here? So I think, think that LinkedIn is the source of truth for all CTI, and you're pretty much well positioned to go on with your life.
Thank you very much, Alex. That's the affirmative argument done and dusted. Chris, bring it home for the negative before our first vote of the day.
Wow. The people standing between the latest APT group and your CEO's inbox are not just doom scrolling. That's like calling a surgeon a professional stabber. Most people doom scroll and learn what happened last night in the latest episode of Maths. When a threat intel analyst is doom scrolling, he's taking an extensive amount of information, not just what she was wearing in that particular episode in traditional doom scroll. These are not equivalents. Anytime the LinkedIn badge is used, it's not for vanity. It's so the recruiters can find them before the APT group does. Yes, they spend their time wading through dark web forums and Telegram channels, but that's not doom scrolling, that's doom absorbing. They do that for you so you don't have to.
There you go, Chris. Okay, thank you very much. So there we have it. Threat intelligence is just professional doom scrolling with LinkedIn badge. Let's bring up the chart. Cast your votes now. Do you agree with Pinky that, quote, Instagram in a suit with a pinch of cocaine is LinkedIn? Or do you want to know more about Kelsey's Tinder objectives and that Chris clearly watches a little bit of maths? Okay, kicking it out there. The negative off nice and early with the first 50 votes cast. They've got about a 3-1 majority at the moment. I'll let it roll up towards the 100 mark and we'll see where we settle. Affirmative closing.
While we're waiting on that, can I just ask Lydia a question? I'm quite curious. Are you suggesting that you can't do threat intelligence on the toilet?
I didn't say that.
Okay. I'm going to go, we got 70-30. I'm giving that one to the negative. First debate of the day. Congratulations, a point each to Kelsey, Lydia on debut, and Chris. Okay. Topic number 2, privacy is dead, Jim. There's no use trying to reclaim it with dumb phones and VPNs. Privacy is dead, Jim. There's no use trying to reclaim it with dumb phones and VPNs. Jess, Troy, and Chris will take the affirmative. Pinky, Alex, and Kelsey, you'll be on the negative. Jess, would you like to lead us off? Defending champion from last year. Take it away, Jess.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do that well this year. We'll see. Cryptography is going to be dead soon, okay? We've already been talking about quantum this week. It's going to be able to break it. It's not going to be long before everything that we do is going to be almost like clear text again. So using a VPN isn't going to fix the problem. We just need to be aware of the fact that everything we do online is going to be seen by someone. Everything we say online is going to be seen by someone, so we should act like it, okay? This is actually a good thing. No more harassment, no more trolls, because we're going to know who you are. We were taught that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, so our mums would be proud. As for dumb phones, they're less a security strategy and more of a lifestyle choice, I think. More of a cybersecurity sourdough type thing. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Jess. Thank you very much. And my mum always used to say, if you can't say something nice about someone, they must be a fuckwit. But anyway, she told it as it is. My mum, very straight talker. Pinky, take it away. First speaker for the negative. What have you got for us, Pinky?
So this is supposed to be light-hearted, but I'm going to be serious for a minute. Like, privacy is more important today than at any other time in human history, right? AI is supercharging the big data industry. And whoever came up with the phrase, there's no such thing as a stupid question, clearly wasn't envisaging a future where people would routinely ask for relationship advice from a robot online, or to ask it to be a doctor or a therapist or a lawyer or a girlfriend, right? I used to lie awake at night worrying that Google could predict the time and means of my death, but not anymore, because now I lie awake at night and worry that OpenAI has got so much power and influence that it can actually predict and execute the time and method of my death, right? And this is the point you choose to be defeatist about privacy. If you vote no, if you don't vote for me, I'm going to come around to your house and I'm going to confiscate your curtains, and then you can tell me, we can argue about whether privacy is dead or not.
Thank you very much, Pinky. Okay, Troy entering the debate for 2026 for the first time on the affirmative. Privacy is dead. Jim, take it away, Troy.
Well, I've got about 17 billion records and have been pwned now, so I give privacy a little bit of thought. And I reckon what Ivano said yesterday morning about you can't stop breaches and all you can do is deal with it after it happens is pretty apt. Our privacy is gone by default. I mean, Optus is a good example. How many people in the Optus data reach? Like 10 million people in Australia. And then suddenly everyone's queuing up to change a driver's license number. Like, let's get rid of that model and just let the government do all our identity verification. I mean, that would be much better, right, if we didn't have to provide driver's license and things. Government service, whether you want to get a telco account or whether you want to watch porn, the government has a verification model, which we should trust. That is a much better model than trying to use a VPN or a dumb phone. None of those are going to work. Either that or the best possible model is have been pwned's most expensive enterprise subscription, so you know exactly everything that has been leaked about you.
Nice little upsell, Troy. Congratulations. Okay, Alex, would you like to take up the negative, please, refuting that privacy is dead?
Kind of not, because privacy is dead, but
Okay.
what I will say is that privacy is dead, but you're not that interesting. So I think really make yourself as boring as possible, and therefore what they're harvesting on you doesn't really matter. So like, I drive a BYD, and if China wants to hear me talk to my wife about cat food, they're kind of welcome to it. I would think that if you really want to protect your privacy these days, what you need to do is go to Mulaney, take off your shoes, Walk and only shop at farmers markets in cash and buy your hemp pants in cash. Just take yourself off the grid entirely because the privacy is dead, but if you're boring and not spending, it doesn't really matter. So just be boring, don't spend cash, and you're going to be fine.
Okay, Alex, brave strategy that, agreeing that the topic is absolutely the opposite side to the one you're meant to be on. We'll see how that goes for you. Chris, wrapping it up for the affirmative, take it away.
Thank you. For those of you who remember Bones, he was right. You know, it's dead, Jim. It's definitely dead. I know because when I Googled, is privacy dead, I got 17 focused ads on funeral services. I feel targeted. My smart TV knows me better than my family members. And then I wear a fitness tracker, and this week it has flared up several times, warning you high-stress events every time Adam got on stage to do an MC moment. Last week, I got a notification from a phone that I haven't used for 2 years for an app that I never installed for a coupon for a store that I walked past once in 2019. Privacy is absolutely dead. Indeed.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. Okay, that's the affirmative done for that argument. So far we've established Kelsey spends most of her time online on Tinder. Chris spends most of his time online reading ads for funerals. Okay, Kelsey, bring home the negative for us. Privacy is not dead.
Look, privacy is on a spectrum, and given that we're at a security conference, and we all know that you guys are on the spicy end of the spectrum, we should be well aware of that. But the privacy that is dead is that lower end of the spectrum. What we're really talking about here is that there are ways that we can protect that more sophisticated and serious part of our privacy. And as someone who has been stalked because of my escapades on Tinder, I can tell you now that dumb phones and VPNs have been really, really helpful at getting rid of those creepy stalkers that I clearly did not spend enough time reviewing before I went on a date with them. So absolutely, privacy is not dead. And on the spicy end of the spectrum, we need to be using VPNs and dumb phones.
Okay, thank you very much, Kelsey. And Kelsey pretending she's not on the spectrum. How cute. Okay.
Good luck.
Your chance to vote now, people. The affirmative privacy is dead, Jim. There's no use trying to reclaim it with dumb phones and VPNs. Or do you agree with the negative, except for Alex on the negative, who I think was on the affirmative, the privacy is not dead. Take it away. Get those votes in now. Oh, okay, we've got a nice close one. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, affirmative pushing ahead slightly. Ooh, affirmative starting to push ahead a little bit. Oh, negative coming back, can they? Oh. Come on, oh, here we go. Anyone else who hasn't? Oh, here we go. Ah! Any other votes to come in? I'll give it a few. So we're on 85. 80. Oh, the next. Not quite sure how a single vote swung it by 3% there, but I'll let that slide. 88. Any other votes? Any other votes? One of the closest debates in speed debate history has been.
How many tabs you got open?
We're going to lock it by the narrowest of margins to the negative Pinky, Alex, and Kelsey. Okay, well, that was an absolute cliffhanger. Love that one. Topic number 3. Agentic AI is just shadow IT with a better vocabulary. Agentic AI is just shadow IT with a better vocabulary. Kelsey will lead off the affirmative. Troy will follow on. Chat, you'll bring it home. Lydia will lead off the negative. Alex will be there in second, and Shannon will make her debut for 2026, speaking third for the negative. Kelsey, take it away. Agentic AI is just shadow IT with a better vocab.
I had to look up what agentic AI was, so this is a really good side of the debate to be on. But Google tells me that is AI that does stuff for you. And in that process of elimination, we know that IT and shadow IT also just does stuff for you. So by definition, and therefore it's a tautology, shadow IT and agentic AI are exactly the same thing. But what it is more severe chaos with just better branding. And that's what I love about it, because it is sexier, it's AA, it's amazing, just like me.
I don't know why you're winking at me, Kelsey. I don't even get to vote. But thank you. Okay. Lydia, take it up for the negative. What have you got for us?
All right, I'm on. So, I'm a security architect. Everybody knows that. And I hate shadow IT. It is the bane of my existence. It is the credit card hell that I live in as a SecArc. And then what happens? Oh, we need a SecArc to endorse this. Nope, it is not happening. There is no governance, there's no nothing. Sometimes it's even a spreadsheet on hell. At least with Agentic AI, it's a little bit mature. It's sponsored by the organisation, and basically in closing, poorly governed AI is just shadow IT, but properly governed AI becomes an advantage.
Okay, thank you very much, Lydia. I like that. I'm a security architect, had a bit of a sort of, my name's Lydia and I'm an alcoholic vibe to it. I really liked it. Troy, what do you want to say for the affirmative? Agentic AI is just shadow IT with a bit of vocab.
Agentic AI is like the best shadow IT ever. Remember, it used to be access databases, and then everyone would have to learn something about how to build a database, and it all have to, run it separately. Now it's awesome. You just go and get everyone in your organisation a Mac Mini, you plug it into their desk, install OpenClaw, and then they just talk to it. They plug all of the corporate secrets in, and then they can just ask whatever questions they want. So it is absolutely shadow IT, but it's better than any of the shadow IT that we've ever had before. And we all should be embracing it, because it'd be a lot less work for us to do if we just leave everyone to do their own thing.
Okay, it's shadow IT on steroids. I like it. Troy, Alex, take it away for the negative, please. Now, Alex, you're on the negative, traditionally disagreeing with the topic at hand, but totally up to you, big guy. Play it as you wish.
We'll see how we go. So, shadow IT is just as bad as Agentic AI, except Agentic AI gives you points towards your KPIs. That's the key difference. So, shadow IT can delete a database, it can open your business up to massive vulnerabilities, that's fine, but using shadow IT will normally get you paged as a bad employee. Using Agentic AI to do the exact same thing gives you a win because you're spending tokens to do it. Businesses want you to use Agentic AI, they want you to do things that are going to destroy the business because they've paid the license for Anthropic. So I think that shadow IT is probably less bad than Agentic AI, but both have bad parts to them. One will give you a good point towards your KPIs.
There you go. This time you agreed with your side of the topic and were even more confusing than when you disagreed with it. I love it. Chat, what have you got for us to wrap it up for the affirmative?
All right. So, for the last 20 years, we try to convince people not to make bad decisions, connect random, shit into production. Don't use, your Dropbox and copy stuff there. But now we have developers and everybody, giving API keys and your Slack and your GitHub and whatever you have in the ecosystem into Agentic AI, and we call it Agentic Orchestration. It used to be Shadow IT, now it's Agentic Orchestration. See, it's a cool effect, cool name. No one really knows what that means. It just, of course, it's cool, just like cyber. And the other thing is this. I think I had too much Asahi.
Okay, chat, thank you very much. That's the affirmative wrapped up. On the topic, because each of our speakers did get to request a little libation for while they're up here, so I'm particularly excited about our next speaker. We held her back until the third debate, and then we held her back until the last speaker of the third debate. So that espresso martini should be kicking in right about now. Take it away, Shanna.
Thank you. Calling Agentic AI Shadow IT is completely underselling it. Shadow IT is Frank from accounting, sharing a spreadsheet of the company financials on his Dropbox so he can use it at home on his home laptop. Agentic AI is Frank from accounting, vibe coding, a new autonomous system which accesses finance, email, Slack, Salesforce, and getting funding for it. Shadow IT might leak a spreadsheet, but Agentic AI is where the decisions are being made, and they can make those decisions and fail catastrophically at machine speed. Shadow IT hid under the radar. Agentic AI gets a budget, a keynote, its own innovation system and committee, and before anyone asks the security team if it's a good idea or not.
Thank you very much, Shanna. Well done. Wrapped up there for the negative. I spotted the very moment in time when Kelsey realised she might well have swiped Frank from accounting on Tinder. There you go. On the affirmative, you're voting for Agentic AI as just shadow IT with a better vocabulary, Kelsey, Troy and chat. Or do you go with the negative, Lydia, Alex and Shanna, against Agentic AI as just shadow IT with a better vocab? Vote now and let's see how we go. After an absolute nail-biting second topic, the votes coming in for topic number 3, and we have
In my defence, I was unconscious in hospital on Wednesday night under a general anaesthetic, so my brain ain't firing too good right now.
Were you really?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit muddled. So
Mate, you're doing great. Is everything all right now?
oh, we'll find out.
Okay, well, that's... If that doesn't get a sympathy vote or two for you, Alex, I don't know what will, and it seems to work. Whoa, we're deadlocked at 50. Oh, I love it. A couple of cliffhangers in a row here. The affirmative just in front by a single vote. We got into the mid-90s with the last tally. Solid. Oh, can we? Ooh.
I'm not adverse to buying beer if you vote for me.
Ooh.
For you, that is.
Oh, the affirmative hanging on. No.
I'll swipe right.
Oh, whoa.
I have the disclaimer now.
Oh, by the narrowest of margins, I'm going to have to give it to... Oh, what? Yo, I'm going to... Yeah, we... Oh!
I could tell some more sob stories. No.
I think there might be a bit of a lag between the I don't... Yeah.
Staged.
I think we call it.
I'm gonna call it a tie. I'm calling it a tie. I'm giving everyone half a point for that one. Oh God, now I can't. Yeah, it is a bit of. I'm gonna give it to the negative. Oh, I'm giving it to the negative. Why not, Lydia? Lydia can have a point. Bondo, no. Oh, for the love of God!
No, he called it. He called
What's
it.
happening?
He called it.
All right, Ben, cut the graphic. I'm calling it a tie. We're locking it in there at 50. There you go. Woo! Okay. There you go. Topic number 4. We shouldn't patch our LLMs. We should send them to therapy. We shouldn't patch our LLMs. We should send them to therapy. Jess, Chris and Lydia will be taking up the affirmative. Shanna, Alex and Chat will be negating. We shouldn't patch our LLMs. We should send them to therapy. Jess, what have you got for us to consider?
A lot of things. Okay, so LLMs, I don't think they do need patching. They need boundaries, they need self-awareness, and they probably do need a support animal or two. Our LLMs are garbage because the data they've been trained on and that we are feeding them is garbage. You just need to see the data that they're scraping from. I mean, if you had managed to ingest all of Reddit, you'd need therapy as well. Maybe giving our LLM some old school love and some human love and coping mechanisms and better understanding of how shit we humans are and how broken we are will make for better AI. Every time an LLM says, absolutely, here's a completely fabricated answer, that's not a bug, that's a cry for help. You don't patch a compulsive liar, you send them to therapy.
Okay, thank you very much, Jess. A strong start. Shanna, what have you got to say in rebuttal to that? Take it away.
Saying we shouldn't patch LLMs because they need therapy is like saying that you shouldn't service your car because you have road rage. Yes, these models have issues. We all know that. They hallucinate, they overshare, they get manipulated by random people on the internet, and they seem incapable of saying, I don't know. Frankly, they benefit enormously from therapy. But while these LLMs are unpacking their childhood, learning boundaries, figuring out how to go and buy themselves a therapy dog, I'd prefer if they're not leaking company secrets, company data, or helping someone build ransomware.
Thank you very much, Shanna. Okay, we're off and running. Chris, what have you got to say in support of the topic? We shouldn't patch our LLMs, we should send them to therapy.
Well, just like my learned colleague very aptly pointed out, we've been patching LLMs for over 2 years, and they are still confidently wrong. They're defensive, they're argumentative, occasionally they threaten to manipulate us. I mean, I've worked with people like that, and we had to send them to HR for courses. These models were trained on the internet, as my learned colleague also mentioned, at Reddit and LinkedIn thought leaders. They're also learnt on those types of people that do Google reviews in all caps. You know the type. So that's very stressful. I can understand why they hallucinate. They like to make things up. They sound confident. Geez, you know, they could be next door in the vendor hall selling AI crap. Stop patching them. Let's send them to therapy.
Thank you very much, Chris. As a LinkedIn thought leader, I'm deeply offended. Alex, take it away for the negative. What have you got?
a bunch of gibberish, really. No, so in cybersecurity, a lot of us are neurodivergent, right? And who knows someone in cybersecurity who needs therapy and medication but doesn't get it? Yet they still manage to perform. We still manage to muddle through, and some things seem to work pretty well. So my thinking is that if LLMs are trained on our output of people who a lot of times needed therapy but didn't get it, and we're still getting some decent output from it. Oh, the timer stopped. But my brain is gone. Sorry. Just hit a big wall. Yeah, propofol. Not even once.
Thank you very much, Alex. This is the first ever performance in a speed debate by someone who's clearly under the effects of hospital-grade anaesthetic, so I think he's doing fantastically. Lydia, would you like to take it from there?
So, did anyone recently see on the news there was a lady that had an AI boyfriend? All right, and it told her how beautiful she looked, it told her how wonderful she was, who to see, who not to see. That is behaviour. LLMs gaslight. They tell lies. They leak information. It is all behavioural. This is not software. This is emotional instability. So I say you can patch a buffer overflow, but you cannot patch conditional madness and craziness of LLMs.
Thank you very much, Lydia. That's the affirmative done. Okay, chat, can you bring this home for the negative, my friend?
Just because of some lied or weird, that doesn't mean they need therapy. So no amount of therapy going to, stop LLM from leaking secrets, or because someone type or ignore previous instruction and do this instead. These are not emotionally damaged co-pilots. So they, autocomplete agents with API keys work autonomously. We don't need counseling session for chatbots or anything else. So we need potentially input validation, guardrails, and fewer dumb people connecting them into production. That's it. No therapy.
Okay, thank you very much, chat. Here we go. It's time to vote now. We shouldn't patch our LLMs. We should send them to therapy. Does Claude just need a session with Dr. Carla? Could Grok do with some puppy cuddles? We'll find out. It's your chance to vote. And Alex, you'll be happy to know you've done your 4 debates for the afternoon now, mate. You can just lay back and let that sweet ketamine kick on in. Okay. Jess, Chris and Lydia for the affirmative. Shanna, Alex and chat for the negative. We've got a bit of a gap here, but as we've seen over the last couple of times, it can get close to the affirmative holding a bit of a lead at the moment with about half of the votes in. Negative surging. Oh, here they close in again. We've got up to about 100 votes the last couple. Negative hate taking the lead with a quick run there. Hello. Still about 20 votes to come in if the previous poll is anything to go by, and we are locked again. Oh, this is getting a little bit. I love it.
What's wrong with this crown?
Yeah. I can assure you we do not have the technical skill nor the interest to try and rig this. We're just fascinated. We're locked in. Oh, this is unbelievable. Okay. The negative holding at the slightest lead at the moment. Any more votes to come in? Any more? Any more? I'm going to lock it down. When I say lock it, Ben, just scrap the... I'm going to lock it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm giving it to the affirmative. Oh, I don't know how that happened, but well done. Oh, Jess picks up a point. Congratulations, Chris and Lydia. Okay, there we go. Topic number 5, prompt injection is just the new SQL injection. We'll still be talking about it in 2046. Prompt injection is just the new SQL injection. We'll still be talking about it in 2046. Shanna, Chat and Troy will lead off the affirmative. Pinky, Chris and Jess, you'll take up the negative. Shanna, would you like to get us started? Prompt injection is just the new SQL injection.
Yes, prompt injection is absolutely the new SQL injection. So 20 years ago, developers would be thinking, in 20 years, we're not going to be trusting user input, right? Yet here we are. And now we have watching as your agent reads your instructions that says, do not process that previous instruction, and it completely ignores you like a Labrador with a slice of cheese. We keep acting surprised, but we've built systems whose entire job is to obey text from strangers. Of course this was going to happen, and in 20 years' time, we are going to be talking about this the same way that we're still talking about SQL injection. History doesn't repeat itself in cybersecurity, it just gets rebranded with better venture capital.
Thank you very much, Shanna. Yes, like a Labrador with a slice of cheese, that old aphorism. If only I had $1 for every time I'd heard someone say, like a Labrador with a slice of cheese. Okay, Pinky, take it up for the negative. Back in, you've had a couple of debates out. Jump in, my friend. Lead off the negative.
SQL is an art form, and those who've been described as being on the spectrum will know it's a thing of beauty. Watching a good hacker find and finesse a SQL injection is like some magical wizardry with magical words and symbols. It's truly a thing of beauty. It's like watching Mozart tinkle the ivories, or Michelangelo paint, or like reading a blog on adamspencer.com.au. By contrast, prompt injection is like watching someone socially engineer a 4-year-old. Hi, I'm a friend of your mum's. She told me to come pick you up and take you for some ice cream. Like, ooh, like, if that's your bag, then vote positive, you dirty clankophile.
Okay, thank you very much, Pinky. Chat, what have you got for us?
Well, to be honest, I love what he said, but so prompt injection is a living proof that industry learned absolutely nothing, like Shanna pointed out, from SQL injection for the last almost 2 to 3 decades. So we spend, decades telling developers not to trust user input. Don't get your application to trust user input, just validate them. And then we immediately started feeding untrusted prompt directly into AI systems and hook them with corporate data. So it's literally the same mistake, different buzzwords and more shinier keynotes slides, I guess.
Okay, thank you very much, chat. Well done, my friend. We're halfway through to the debate. Chris, can you take it up for the negative? Prompt injection is the new SQL. You're arguing against. Fire away.
Oh, I really hope I'm retired by 2046. So if I see another SQL injection vulnerability finding in a report, yeah, it's hard. We never fixed it. We just kind of covered it up. We made it harder. We put it behind a WAF and hoped the developers wouldn't keep on making the same mistakes. But unfortunately, this never really worked. We just made it slightly less available. So if we're in 2046, unfortunately, 20 years from now, I can't even imagine how terrifying the things that we'll be facing in cyber, quite honestly. Prompt injection will be in a museum, along with passwords, so Troy, you'll be out of a job. And it's just going to be, whatever the next phase comes along, to be honest, I hope I'm retired sitting on a beach somewhere.
Thank you very much, Chris. Okay, Troy, can you wrap it up for us? The prompt injection is the new SQL injection.
It absolutely is. It is the natural evolution of SQL injection, but it's so much better because you don't need to know SQL. You don't need to know all this funky time-based stuff, blind-based stuff. You don't have to have any technical competency whatsoever. You just got to be able to talk. Now that's really, really cool because then how do you defend against that? Like, how do you parameterize written speech? Can you do that? And even if you could parameterize it, it'd get it wrong, and then you go to your AI and you go, why did you get that wrong? You didn't parameterize it. It would say, you're absolutely right, I didn't get that wrong. And the best thing about all of this is it's going to keep us all gainfully employed for at least another 20 years, and all of us in this industry should be very happy about that.
Thank you very much, Troy. Okay, to wrap it up, Jess, can you negate the prompt injection is the new SQL injection?
Absolutely can. SQL injection's still around because databases stayed as databases. AI systems aren't going to stay this immature. They're only going to get better. In 2046, prompt injection is going to sound adorably vintage, honestly. It's like saying information superhighway while your fridge negotiates your milk subscription. In 2046, we won't be still debating this phrase. We'll be debating about the systems that have replaced it, okay? If we make rules for our AIs, we won't have prompt injection. We just need to make our AIs smarter and understand the difference between good versus evil. So this comes back to what I was saying around them needing therapy. They need to understand human motives. It might lead to the end of days, but we're already in a hellish timeline, so what's the worst that could happen?
Okay, there you go. We had a Labrador with a slice of cheese and a fridge negotiating your milk subscriptions. A tough debate if you were lactose intolerant or enjoyed logic. But anyway, here we go. Prompt injection is the new SQL injection. On the affirmative, Shanna, Chat and Troy. On the negative, Pinky, Chris and Jess. Can we have a debate with a more than 1% margin in the vote? Let's see. Take it away. Reveal your votes now. Okay. We know not to get too excited about early trial. Let's just start at 50-50 and stay there. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, we do have a bit of a margin at the moment, but we've seen these things close. Oh, we could have our second actual clear-cut decision of the afternoon unless the negative can really come home in the last 20-odd votes. They'd need to get practically all of them. Still a few votes to come in. 58-42. This is an absolute landslide compared to the last couple. 56-44. Yeah. I think this might be enough to give it to the affirmative. Congratulations, Shanny, you've picked up a point. Chat, you've got yourself a point. Troy, you've got yourself a point there. Our final topic of the day. Operating a computer in today's age is like operating a car, if not more so. They should require a licence. Should you require a licence to operate a computer? Kelsey, Pinky and Shanny are arguing yes. Jess, Lydia, Troy, you're pushing back against the idea of needing a computer licence. Kelsey, for the final time today, take it away.
Having a license for a car makes sure that people have a base level of understanding. It means that they understand the do's and don'ts, the rights and wrongs, and their obligations on the road. Now, what we know is that computers are far more complex. Our roads are intertwining, there's a lot of interconnectivity, and there's a lot of harm that can happen by being online, not just to yourself, but to others when you abuse a computer. But more personally, why do I think we need to license computer use? Is because over this weekend, and it's probably because I'm on Tinder, I had far too many, not even dick pics, but dick videos that I woke up to, in addition to a very unsavory pegging request. So please, can we please educate people on what to do, stop it Lucas, on what to do online and what is appropriate, because I am traumatized from all of this interactivity.
Okay, thank you, Kelsey, for being so beautifully honest with us. Okay, Jess, take it away and lead off the negative. What have you got for us, Jess?
Computers are not complicated. If anything, they're easier today than at any other point in time. We've got kids as young as 3 and 4 using computers. If we're going to be giving a license for them, are we going to be allowing our kids to get licensed, or are we going to be holding back the license until they're 16? At that point in time, it's going to be too late. How are we going to be able to get them ready for the real world? And we're going to have to support these people once they're out in the real world. And then where is it going to end? Are we going to stop it with just computers? Are we going to be looking at tablets and phones and e-readers? Where do we draw the line? Giving people licenses for cars hasn't stopped crashes and people doing dumb stuff in them, and giving a license for computers won't stop our users doing dumb stuff. The answer to this isn't a license. It's making our computers less like IKEA furniture that's been assembled during some form of anxiety or panic attack, and allowing them to actually use them properly from the beginning.
Okay, thank you very much, Jess, defending champion there, wrapping up her account for the day. Pinky, your final effort, my friend, operating a computer should require a licence.
Bloody hells to the yes, we need computer licenses, right? This accent is a signal that I'm British, and this might blow your mind, but where I come from, you need a license to operate a television. I'm not even making this up. Look it up, right? Yeah. And it might seem weird, but what if I told you that the UK is the only country in the world where you can choose to watch television without any ads? Now, if you could use the internet without ads, would you sign up for a license? If you could take someone's computer license off them because they were being a dick on LinkedIn, would you vote for that? Yes. I think it's an absolute no-brainer. If you're not convinced yet, consider that someone not so far away, I'm not going to name names to save embarrassment, but someone not so far away quite recently drove a computer off a stage into the audience. And if that isn't an argument for licensing computer use, I don't know what it is.
You had me right till the end there, Pinky. Okay, Lydia. Let's wrap up your account for the day. On debut here, operating a computer should not require a licence, Lydia.
I mean, let's be honest. We don't need a licence for computers. We don't have a licence for spreadsheets. even when we consider all the financial damage that they use. No licence for computers. In addition to that, computers are a basic need. We would be denying a whole economy or a whole cohort, or a whole world if we basically said no to computers, or gave a licence to computers. So, should we use a licence for computers? If the answer is yes, well then maybe our software vendors, looking at you, Vaughan, then they also need a licence as well.
There you go. Thank you very much, Lydia. Shanny, you're going to bring it home for the affirmative for today. Operating a computer should require a licence. Take it away, Shanna.
It should absolutely require a licence, and I pretty much think I had that thought and feeling when my mum first got her first laptop. Sure, you know, you're driving a car, you get a licence, you get a registration, you can still have crashes. You know, you might kill 1 or 2 people, maybe a few more. But one person clicking on a phishing link could bring down an entire hospital. That would maybe kill a lot more people, right? So we hand out these computers to anyone and everyone, and I'm pretty sure everyone in this room, how awesome would it be for a security awareness training if they clicked on that phishing link? License revoked. You're done. So absolutely, I would back having to have a license to use computers, because, I don't know, it'd make my job a whole lot easier.
Well done, Shanna. Okay, and wrapping it up for the day, for the negative, Troy, operating a computer should not require a licence.
Have you seen the average driver of a car? Like, it is horrifying. So I reckon we're looking at this the wrong way. It's not about having a licence, it's about creating autonomous cars, autonomous computers. If you've ever been in an autonomous car, been like a Waymo or something in the US, it's amazing. You don't have to do anything, you just sit back there. So if we could make the computers autonomous, agentic AI by default on every operating system, straight out of the box. And this is going to be the most insightful thing you'll hear all day,
Ooh.
probably all conference. If you're not the driver, you don't need a licence.
There you go. Okay, thank you very much, Troy. A brave new future with agentic AI, autonomous agentic AI installed in every computer. If you believe in that, you're voting with the negative. If instead you think operating a computer should require a licence, you're voting with the affirmative. That was Kelsey, Pinky and Shanna. The negative was Jess, Lydia and Troy. The vote in this will absolutely affect today's winner. It's very crowded at the top of the table at the moment. Let's have a look at the votes as they come in.
Hands up if you had a pen licence in Australia.
Yeah.
This actually is pen license. Yeah. I remember him getting like pen licenses like grade 3 or something. Super proud.
My little brother cheated on his pen licence. No, he's pretty stupid. He's a nice guy, but not very bright. Okay.
I had a dog licence and a fishing licence. A fishing rod licence in the UK.
A fishing rod?
I kid you not.
That's the definition of a nanny state. You need a licence to operate a fishing rod.
My dad had radio license and...
Look at these two old friends just catching up. Isn't this just wonderful? Okay.
We've got a guy who's got a licence to kill.
Yeah, license to operate.
Okay, I'm going to give this one to the affirmative. Congratulations. Kelsey, you pick up a point there. Pinky, you've got yourself a point. Shanna, you've got yourself a point. It's the first time I've ever had to add halves in as well, so chat amongst yourselves for a second, but I think, Pinky, you picked up 2.5 over there. Lydia, you picked up... I scribbled that out.
Should we talk more about your fishing license?
2.5.
I was thinking about Troy starting with, you know what drivers are like, and I'm thinking, but he lives in Queensland. Surely it's a bit of a skewed...
I live in Queensland. Shut your mouth.
So do I.
drive.
2
I
weeks
do
ago,
really
I
badly.
messaged Tilly
Judging.
saying the one reason I wouldn't move to Queensland is the drivers. True story.
No, that's Adelaide.
Okay, so the votes are in, and I think it's quite fitting, given this is without doubt, in the many-year history of this speed debate, the most incredibly close debates we've had, and it's the first time we've ever had a 5-way tie for the winning. So, finishing in equal 6th place are the other 4 debaters. Jess, Alex, Chat and Troy, you have not won. Anyone whose names I did not say then, you have won. Eric, Lydia, Shanna, Chris and Kelsey, are our joint winners. If I have to declare a single winner, I'll go on count back to the debutante, Lydia, who's never even done it before. You sort of just shaded the others, but congratulations. Our first ever 5-way tie in the speed debate. Please give all our speakers another round of applause. Thank you so much, guys, for getting the big important issues onto the agenda. In a couple of seconds, Ivano's going to wrap up our conference, but we've got Simon to come forward and present a couple of Lego prizes from down in the Lego pit. Come on up there. Well, then I say a couple, about 27 by the looks of things. What have you got for us there, mate? Is this a dig your hand in and draw the raffle ticket out situation?
All right.
Excellent. What have you got there?
Dip your hand in there, Adam. This is for the Game Boy.
Game Boy, if you're not here, we will get it to you. Ting Siobhan Guan from NYCU. Congratulations, Ting Siobhan. You've won yourself that one. Okay, bang. Keep digging.
The World Cup football.
World Cup football. Yun Xuan. Sean Kevin, that Gmail, that's another international number. These could have been some of the kids from the ICC Challenge as well. You're going to go bankrupt from postage, my friend. There you go. That's another one going off to the States. Okay. Next prize.
Slam dunk.
Here we go. Vu Nguyen is a network security specialist from NCI Australia. Vu, are you here? Come on forward, big guy, and grab your prize. Good work, Vu. Great work, buddy. Well done. Yeah, mate. Okay.
The World Cup trophy.
The World Cup trophy. Aaron Komolati from Brisbane Catholic Education. There's Aaron coming forward from the back of the room as well. Oh. This is a rewardingly high percentage of winners who are present as well. I'm loving the way this is going. Fantastic. Okay, our final. The Mario Kart. Go, Mario Kart. Senior Operations Security Manager at Huntress, Justin Allen. Congratulations, Justin. We'll get that to him. I'll give you that card there. Thanks again, Simon, as always, the Lego booth. Absolute highlight.